Cha-Cha's World.
Let's cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Let's cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Let's cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Let's cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Let's cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
Follow, like, subscribe, and share Cha-Cha's World. Welcome everybody back to Cha-Cha's World. I am Cha-Cha and you are in my world. Today I have the pleasure of having an author that is here with me for some transparency. A wonderful young lady that started Black Gold Publishing contacted me, and she said that she had a wonderful author and a wonderful book that she wanted to bring to the masses. And she was familiar with Cha-Cha's World, and she connected us. And so I have her with me today. And Miss Bobbi Simmons is going to come. We're going to talk about some HBCU love. We're going to touch somewhat on some natural hair. We're definitely going to talk about her book. So, Bobbi, welcome to Cha-Cha's World.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so honored to be here.
Yes, I'm honored to have you, Ladybug. Look, and unlike a lot of people, I am extremely transparent. This is all a wonderful learning experience for me. I guarantee myself where I am today is not where I'll be in a year. And so I told you, you mentioned something in reference to, and I told you, I said, you never know where your book is going to go. I claim Oprah. I claim book clubs and everything over Bird Wow. You have written a book with Black Gold Publishing, and the book is called Bird Wow. And so I am excited for my platform to have you on, and I just want you to talk about your wonderful book, talk about your journey, and one thing that I want to highlight more than anything is hopefully something that's going to inspire the next person to step out of their comfort zone and do what's on their heart to do that they may be hesitant to do due to fear or just mainly the fear of failure. So how did Bird Wow come to be?
Bird Wow is a project that started about 2 or 3 years ago. And it's just a story I wanted to tell about family. It's a heartwarming story. My main character is Bree Breeze, and she walks through life, the trials and tribulations she go through. So it was a story I wanted to tell based on some of the scenarios, and I hope the characters are really relatable to people that read the book. It's what I was designing it to make the characters be something you can relate to in your life.
You mentioned that in the story is kind of going from her childhood into adulthood, definitely
Yes.
marriage.
Yes.
And that means a lot to me because I'm a person that believes in marriage 100%. I think it is definitely the foundation of our people. It has always mattered. I think it is ordained by God. It is the best situation in reference to children. We live in a time where I don't think people really honor marriage as much as kind of like, if I do it, I do it. If I don't, I don't, and so forth. And so I am glad that that is something that you are showing the importance of.
Yes.
Because in this day and age, what people do is we have all kind of relationships, which is fine. But for me, the gold standard is marriage. How did you wind up with Black Gold? How did that come to be?
Black Gold came about through a lot of research and a lot of no's from other companies. I think when a lot of companies read my book, because of some of the substance in it, the language that's in it that we as Black people use, they couldn't understand the line. So I got a lot of no's. And I sent it to Black Gold. Black Gold immediately sent it back and said, we love it. We love your storyline. We love the meaning of the book. And we immediately connected. And it's been like a marriage ever since. It's an awesome company to be with. They really, really are very professional. It's like one big happy family. So it was a lot of research that I put into it. And after about 20 no's and finally just throwing the book down and saying, I can't do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Came through for me. So I am so appreciative to them.
Well, for
Very,
me, it's a story of perseverance because that's
yes,
successful people will tell you all the time about how many no's you will get before sometimes it takes you to get that one yes.
yes,
And
yes,
often people do stop because of the no's and the rejection. And I don't know anybody on earth that likes the feeling of rejection. But one thing I believe is what's for you is for you. And so for
yes.
those no's, that just wasn't for you. And it's not for whomever may be dealing with that same situation. And so
100%.
for me, I am familiar with Black Gold because I had another venture that I had done before Cha Cha's World. And I just needed something simple. I needed a logo. And I was referred by a friend, Miss Dominique Pierce. And Dominique told me to contact Black Gold, and they gave me the logo. And from there, we built a wonderful relationship.
Yes.
Are you looking at doing more books?
Yes, this is actually a book of series. There are two other books that I'm in the process of writing that are follow up books to Bird Wow.
Okay.
So I'm about halfway through the second book of the series. So yes, it is a big project, so to speak. So I am going to write two other books that goes with this one.
I am excited for
Yes.
you.
Thank you so much.
Because honest to goodness, it takes a lot for you to step out and do something that you've never done before and just
Yes.
risk it. And what I tell people, especially after coming out of 2020, it's no need not to go for it because we're all here. Because a
True.
lot of things happened in 2020, and the ones that have made it into 2021, whatever your dreams, desires, and wishes are, I encourage everybody just to they claim just do it, shoot for the stars, the whole nine. Why not?
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
And so one of the things I'm a huge advocate for are HBCUs.
Yes.
You shared with me in our first conversation that you are a graduate of an HBCU. Please
Yes,
speak up.
big shout out to SC State University in Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Outstanding.
Yes, 4 beautiful years. Really mold me into the person that I am. I really feel that I got a lot of um, knowledge there that I wouldn't have gotten someplace else. So I love, and I write about South Carolina State in my book.
Oh, outstanding.
Yes, there are parts in there that I describe the school and that culture and community that was very prevalent at South Carolina State during that time, which was a long, long time ago, but I'm not going to tell you how long. But
Look here, I went to it was not yesterday.
yes, but I loved it. I loved my time at South Carolina State. So Bulldog pride always.
Always. I understand, honey. I have a thing that I say all the time is HBCU family. Because that's
Yes.
how I look at it. That's how I look at
Yes.
all of us.
Yes.
Because one big thing moving in as Cha-Cha's World continues to go, it is my goal I share with you to interview people and to speak with people from all 101 of our
Yes.
HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
In reference to how you got to your school, how did you pick that school out of your options?
Well, I had been accepted at several other schools, but the day that I received the letter from South Carolina State saying that I had been accepted, the rest went in the trash. That was my dream as a child to go to that school for. It was just the beauty of it, the beauty of being around people that look like me, act like me, talk like me. Even teachers, when you walk into a classroom and you see these professional people standing there with all this knowledge, that was exciting and intriguing for me. So it was no other choice for me other than when I got that letter, that was all I needed.
Did you have anybody else in your family that attended?
No, I didn't. I have others that FAMU,
Mm-hmm.
which I have to shout out because I have an uncle that attended FAMU.
Okay.
Southern. There's several people in my family that attended HBCUs, but not South Carolina State.
Got you. Well, you are the first person I have had the pleasure of meeting. And so I can definitely say out of the HBCU family in Cha-Cha's World, you are the first
Well, thank you.
So South Carolina State, y'all got it.
Yes.
Haven't even got no state up here yet. And I'm going, but that is my goal, most
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
When you look, if you had any words of advice for anybody that was wanting to write, in reference to finding a publisher, what are some of the things what are your words of encouragement, your words of wisdom that you would share with someone?
When I was teaching, just before I retired in October, I had a writing group of students that my group was called Free to be Penned Up. And we would meet every morning and students would just write. And a lot of my students were actually they won contests because of their writing. I always tell people to write about what you know. Don't try to write out of things that you're not familiar with, because then it becomes strenuous for you. And you just put it down because it's so foreign to you.
Yeah.
Write outside the box. Don't write that norm of once upon a time or happily ever after. Everyone's read that. Everyone's done that. So write something that's new and refreshing, something that people want to read, because the old stuff is just that is old.
Yeah.
You got to appeal to your readers and your audience. So, like we said at the beginning, perseverance. This is not an overnight sensation. It's something that, like I said, I have a file folder on my computer of all the no's that I received. And I like the way you brought that into perspective for me, that those were not the places I needed to be.
Yes.
Black Gold was where I was supposed to be, and that's why I'm with them. And they have done an amazing job. So my biggest piece of advice would be, do not give up. Just keep pushing and pushing. And as we stated earlier, God will open that door for you.
Mm-hmm.
And all you got to do is walk in it when you open it, because, like I said, I struggled with a lot in this, but when it was God's time, it happened.
Did you always have, for somebody that enjoyed writing, did you always have a love? Tell you, and this is why I'm asking this question, because oftentimes, especially with Black people, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't find a joy and a love for reading until I was introduced to an author named Donald Goins. Are you familiar with Donald Goins?
I haven't heard, no.
Honey, urban novels.
Okay.
Street life, the whole nine. Stuff I really probably shouldn't even been reading. Actually, I know I shouldn't have been reading at the age that I was.
Right.
But once again, like you said, I was intrigued by the storylines, and it was a life that I was so not familiar with. But it was just book after book. I put one down and I pick another one up. Do you find, or should I say, how did you find a love for writing? When did you realize that? Because with us, we have this thing that we say, and people don't act like they don't know that this is what we say. Black people don't like to read. And I tend to say, people don't like to read what's boring to them.
Right.
You
100.
intrigue them. You
and they will read it.
No. When I was in elementary school and high school, I didn't want to read all them history books and, all that science stuff. I wasn't interested. Besides me wanting to get my grade, I had no genuine interest in those things.
Yes.
But for you, how did you find the love for writing and reading?
When I started teaching it, as a middle school teacher, I really developed a love for writing and reading along all at the same time. But the writing came more prevalent for me because I was teaching it and I was reading other students' writings, and they intrigued me. Some of the students that would really put their energy into it, their writings intrigued me so much that I'm like, I want to do this. If I can teach it, then why can't I do this myself? So I brought myself into that by reading the writings of my students. They truly developed a genuine love for me for doing this. So this probably, I would say about 10 to 15 years ago, I started really, really hoarding in on the writing part of it. And I started to love it, and I would just write things. And that's how it started to develop for me.
Well, I think it's fascinating. And I think it's something, because I believe in journaling. Even I journal. What I
Mm-hmm.
would say is that oftentimes it's something that you have to do intentionally. It's
Yes.
something you don't, because writing, we have to work. I'm grown, you're retired, you know, so it's things that you have to do. Journaling and things of that nature are things you have to intentionally take the time out to make it happen. And
Yes.
so hopefully, somebody will look at this and be inspired.
Yes.
When I was in school years ago, I never forget these words. And the teacher told me, you write just like you talk. And I, and I didn't know if it was a compliment or if it was something I need to change, to be honest.
Yes.
Because I'm like, isn't that the way it's supposed to work? But at the same time, I get it. The way that's me, if I
Mm-hmm.
was in a law profession or the medical field or in the science field, then no. It's going to be a different level of language
Right.
to fit the profession. And so I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But when I have no problem put my words on paper. And so I encourage other people, anybody that sees
Yes.
this, take the time, because sometimes even writing, it helps you to take everything that's going on, not only in the world, but going on in your personal life.
Yes.
Put it there. It can help you just get through everything that you're managing and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes
Yes.
figure things out. I would say that.
Exactly. Yes, I agree with that.
Yes,
It,
ma'am.
it is a therapeutic healing process as well. It can help you heal some of those things. And that's what I have my students to do. They would journal. In my class, they would have to have a journal.
Okay.
And you would be fascinated at the fact that boys love to journal, and boys generally don't like to write.
Yes.
But if you give them a topic that interests them or something that just pour your feelings out, just vomit them to the paper, so to speak, those feelings and those things that are within you. And sometimes you have a book in you and you don't even know it.
Yes. That's right. I agree 110%.
Yes.
And the thing is, all you need is somebody just to spark it. You need somebody to
Yes.
spark that interest, which is
Yes.
where you are a blessing. And you hear people all the time talk about how inspiring teachers can be. And the thing is, I tell people all the time, you got trash teachers, you have great teachers,
Yes.
you have mediocre teachers, but when you get a great teacher, the one that that they
Yes.
inspired you and put you on a path, or at least change something in your mindset, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes can change just where you're going in life,
Yes.
even if not even on a professional level. Because teachers, at least for me, the teachers that I can think of, they were such great, and I'm focusing in on women for this. They were such great women that I wanted to be
Mm-hmm.
like them. I mean,
Yes.
literally, walk, talk, look. They were sophisticated. They were, just great women. And so, kudos to you for making.
Thank you.
My
Thank you.
goodness, if nobody said, these kind of things you don't say every day. Most
Well,
definitely,
thank you.
your students know.
Thank you
I
so much.
Most definitely. Let me ask you this: how can people get in contact with you? Where can they get the book? And just anybody that has not, let me stand up a little bit, take a look at this beautiful shirt, and I thank you very much.
Yes, you're
Tell
very
everybody.
welcome. And you wear it very well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, this and the shirt stemmed actually from the book cover. This is the
Yes.
book. And the back of the book, well, she made a cover for the back anyway. But this is the book. You can get it on Amazon. If you put in Birdwild and then put my name, the book will come up.
Yes.
You can also order from their bookstore.
Outstanding.
Yes, there's a site there, a website. If you go onto their website, the bookstore is there, and you can purchase the book.
Do you use social media sites, Instagram?
I only have Facebook right now.
Okay.
You can find me as Bobbi. Yeah, I'm still learning. Yes, Bobbi J Simmons on. And I spelled my name wrong. Can you believe that? Wow, I just noticed that. It's two M's there. But if you look me up on Facebook, I'm there. Just shout out to me, whatever. I love reading people's posts that they post on my page. So that. We will be selling the T-shirts as well. I'm working with a young lady out of Atlanta. I've never met her, just like I'd never met you before.
Yes.
She makes the T-shirts for me, and she does an outstanding job. turnaround is quick. She designed this for me and created it in 7 to 10 days. She'll have a T-shirt to me if I make an order. I ordered some more today. So if people are interested, if you hit me up on Facebook, I can, let you know the cost and how I can get one of the shirts to you. But the book is now being shipped from Amazon, and we're also trying to get it in Barnes and Noble and Books A Million. So we're working on plans to do all of that as well right now.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I wish and pray nothing but greatness over you.
Thank you, dear.
I'm a firm believer in what's yours is yours, and what is meant to be will be. I
Yes.
am thankful to Black Gold Publishing for
Yes.
introducing us.
Yes.
As you continue to move forward to book number 2, 3, 10, 20, and so forth, please know you're always going to be welcome here.
Thank you. I appreciate this so much. I am so humbly thankful for this. Thank you for this opportunity.
You are very welcome, Ladybug, and we will keep in touch. And look here, for a while.
Thank you.
Look, you can't talk about supporting Black-owned businesses without supporting
Exactly.
Black-owned businesses. We have to support one another.
Yes.
So that's going to be my last word.
Thank you.
I will say, have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you, darling. Thank you so much.
And everybody, Cha-Cha's World. Again, Cha-Cha's World on Instagram, Cha-Cha's World on Facebook, and Cha-Cha's World on YouTube. Stick with me. It's going to be a ride. I have my man over here looking at me like he going to give me the 411, like this, and this. We're going to change all this because this wasn't right. But I'm ready for that too because it's all about the growth. I am here and I am happy. And praise God for Miss Bobbi Simmons, and thank God for this platform, and thank God for you all being here with me. Stick with me. Until the next guest, Black excellence is the focus. Mwah. Cha-Cha's World. Follow, like, subscribe, and share Cha-Cha's World.